They got saved. Your life is transformed by Jesus. And you had that. And then your life gets a little bit better. You're like, okay, I'm stable enough to join a team. And then something bad happens. And your response is, and I'm going to say this in a mocking way. I love you. I just want to clarify the point, okay? You're like, well, I'm sad, so I can't serve on the usher team anymore. I'm depressed, so I have to take a break from serving. And like, I'm just going to tell you, that is so stupid. I'm just telling you, listen, that is the dumbest way of living out your faith. I'm sad, so I'm going to stop. That's so stupid. Okay? Here's why. I'm a dad, and I don't get to be depressed and tell my kids, hey kids, I'm going to stop dadding for a few months because I'm sad. Right? I don't get to talk to my wife and say, hey, honey, I'm depressed, and so I'm going to stop being your husband for a little bit and assume our relationship's going to be healthy. I don't get to go to work and say, hey, job. Well, it happens in my work's church, but, imagine I have a different, even I don't get to go talk to God about my job that he appointed me to and say, hey, God, I'm depressed, and so I'm just not going to work for a little while I work this out. It's so stupid to think that isolating yourself is the path to healing. Now, I'm not saying, like somebody dies and you don't take a grieving period, take a couple weeks, take a couple month and go grieve. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like, okay, my girlfriend dumped me and so I can't serve at church anymore. I have to withdraw and isolate because I think that usually makes life better, doesn't it? No, there's no scenario in life where isolating yourself's better. Who wants you isolated? Is it God? God doesn't want you isolated. Even the secular studies show that we thrive in community. And when you're suffering, you serve through the suffering to get to the other side. And usually when you endure a season of suffering, serving Jesus, on the other side of the suffering was a breakthrough to the next best season you've ever had. I've always been in the most miserable seasons of life right before the church explodes into its next stage of growth. It's always the most painful season for me before that. And so guess what? When you stop serving Jesus because you're sad, then guess what happens? The devil wins and not you. Why do you think maybe the suffering's on you to start with? You were doing good. The devil's like, hey, spiritual warfare, I want to hinder their doing goodness. He's looking at Acts 2, and he wants to mess that baby up. He's like, look at all this stuff flourishing. And the next thing was persecution, right? Like, let's see them really worship Jesus when they're dying for it, right? And then, unfortunately, some of them weren't real believers, and then they do abandon the faith. So like, why is this suffering? Well, suffering often has a component of spiritual warfare to try to hinder you from serving Jesus. And so if you're serving Jesus, you suffer. You stop serving Jesus, who wins? Not you, not God. The kingdom of darkness that we exist to advance against is the kingdom of light are the ones who's winning. Did I make the point, or should I go harder? Listen, it is so stupid to withdraw. And so here's the reality. A lot of people lack community because when you finally need community, and there's people like I'm a huge proponent of going to small groups. We call them gospel communities because it's a safe environment where they have a schedule. You can build a pattern, just like in school. You can build a pattern of fellowship and get to know people. And it's like they're literally there every week begging you to come to their house. And then when you finally need them, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go to gospel community anymore because I'm kind of depressed and I got to work through some stuff. No, let them pray for you, you dummy. But when the devil does get you alone, then it's easier for him to convince you of lies. Well, nobody really cares about me. I don't really belong here anyway. I can handle this on my own. And it's like, no, you can't. You can't put ketchup on your hamburger without Jesus. You need him for everything, and you need his people to help you not miss, I guess. I don't know where that analogy was going. Know the problem, right? We know the problem. We know the problem. And listen, I'm not going to victim shame. Like we're not a perfect church. We don't love you perfectly. I understand. Like, I want the church to own its stuff, okay? But I want you to meet in the middle and own your stuff, okay? Here's the reality. There's a problem. Some people go to church, they don't get community, and there's a solution. Here's the solution. It's not about continuing your unrealistic expectations of your church. It's about you changing your attitude, saying, hey, I am going to be the friend I'm looking for. How do you get community? You be the friend you're looking for. You be the Christ-centered, Jesus-loving, praying, burden-bearing, encouraging, whatever you want to add in here, ing, friend that you're looking for. Be that person to everybody. Stop making every relationship about what they give you. Start making about what you give. I literally have a friend, here's how she handles her sadness. She says, when I'm sad, I don't need somebody to come and coddle me. She says, I will feel better by just finding a friend, calling and praying for him. And she doesn't have them pray for her. She calls and prays for them. She's like, I'm sad, and I'll probably feel better if I go pray for someone else's need. And so she just goes through her call list. She's like, who have I not talked to now? Bloop. Ring, ring, ring. Hi. How are you doing today? Oh, good, good, good. And she just makes it about them, and she starts feeling better, right? Be the friend you're looking for. Listen, if you've been at church for a while and you're like, man, I wish I'd be invited to somebody's house. Cool, invite them to your house, and then they know you're interested, and then maybe they can invite you back to their house, right? If you want somebody to take you out for dinner after church, man, stop making about how many people invite you out and start saying, like, I'm going to invite somebody every week out for lunch. You got time, okay? I don't know if you got money, but you got time, okay? Like, start doing it. You can go to Dutch even, okay? Like, be the friend you're looking for. If you want somebody to pray for you, start praying for people. Guess what? I bet you if you pray for somebody, a lot of times they'll say, can I pray for you, right? Like remember last week, the more faith you share, the more faith you have. Don't take that out of context. Watch last week's message. Friendship's the same way. You don't give more friendship and then have less friendship, do you? No, you give more friendship, you got more friendship.